There's a possibility that the Samsung Z Fold 7 will be the best foldable phone of the year, as rumors suggest this sequel to the Samsung Z Fold 6 will be a serious boost. So if you're serious about foldables and have a substantial stack of cash to spend on one, then you may want to consider this model. It's not out yet, but it might be coming soon, and we have a solid notion of when. Here then, you'll see our forecasts on the Samsung Z Fold 7 announcement date, pre-order date, and shipment date. Our best bet for when the Samsung Z Fold 7 will be revealed is either July 2 or July 9. Why those days? Well, the last two of models were unveiled in July, so that's the most probable month. On top of this, South Korean publication the JoongAng has indicated to anticipate the phone in early July, which presumably implies in the first couple of weeks. Add to that the fact that Samsung normally debuts new Z Fold models on a Wednesday, and that leaves us with only July 2 or July 9. Of course, the JoongAng might be mistaken, but the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6 was announced on July 10 last year, and Samsung has been bringing the announcement date slightly ahead each of the previous several years, so if that pattern continues, then we'd again probably be looking at early July. We still can't completely rule out a date later in the month, or a launch on something other than a Wednesday, but all signs are pointing in this direction so far, and at the very least, with the Samsung Z Fold 7 reportedly entering mass production in May, it should be ready to land in or around July. We can also take a decent bet at when Samsung Z Fold 7 pre-orders will commence, with our best prediction for now once again being either July 2 or July 9. The explanation for it is simply that Samsung normally starts pre-orders on the day it unveils new smartphones. It accomplished this, for example, with the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6, the Samsung Z Flip 6, and the Samsung Galaxy S25. So, although it's conceivable Samsung may depart from its regular trends here, we doubt it. If we're incorrect about the pre-order dates, it will more likely be because we're wrong about when the phone is revealed, since once it's released, we're fairly confident you'll be able to pre-order it that same day. Despite several changes to the way Google and its partners will provide Android OS updates over the last year, Samsung is not likely to broaden the software update commitment on the next Z Fold 7. Like the Z Fold 6 and the current Galaxy S25 series, the brand's next foldable will likely receive 7 years of complete OS upgrades and security fixes. If accurate, this would imply the Galaxy Z Fold 7 would get upgrades and bug patches till at least 2032. Qualcomm and Google recently made a joint statement about intentions to give up to 8 years of software support for Android phones powered by the newest Snapdragon chipsets. While this would potentially encompass the Z Fold 7 and its planned Snapdragon 8 Elite chipset, it's still up to individual manufacturers to extend their support window. It's conceivable that Samsung provides a longer support window for the Z Fold 7, but we haven't heard any rumors or leaks confirming that so yet. Instead, the Samsung Z Fold 7 could launch with an extra software update in an intriguing method. Samsung's foldables often launch with an existing version of One UI. For instance, the Z Fold 6 arrived with One UI 6, which originally appeared on the Galaxy S24 series. This time around, Samsung might offer the Z Fold 7 with One UI 8, making it the first Android 16-based Galaxy phone. Samsung experienced various challenges introducing One UI 7, based on Android 15, to previous Galaxy phones. However, fresh modifications to the Android release timeline ensure that Android 16 will be available in plenty of time for the projected debut of the Galaxy Z Fold 7. This is how Samsung may defy the odds and offer One UI 8 on the Galaxy Z Fold 7 out of the box. We'll certainly hear more about Samsung's software intentions as the summer Galaxy Unpacked event comes closer, courtesy of rumors and leaks. Until then, the Samsung Z Fold 6 is still one of the greatest foldables money can buy. Shipping dates are what we're least confident about, since not only do they rely on our announcement date predictions being accurate, but Samsung isn't nearly as consistent with when phones ship as when they go up for pre-order. There is still a general trend, however, with the past several Samsung Galaxy Z Fold models and many other Samsung devices releasing about 2 weeks after they're introduced. The precise gap does vary, however, often coming in at between 12 and 16 days. So, if the Samsung Z Fold 7 is launched on July 2, then 2 weeks later would be July 16, so we may see it arrive then or a day or two either side of that. If it's launched on July 9, then it may instead ship on or around July 23. Next, Samsung Flip 7 ditches Snapdragon. New report hints at Exynos comeback. Samsung is apparently planning to power the Galaxy Z Flip 7 with its own Exynos 2500 system on chip, while the Z Fold 7 will continue to utilize a Qualcomm Snapdragon processor. The firm is anticipated to showcase its 2025 foldable portfolio at the Galaxy Unpacked event, possibly slated for July. This signals a major departure in Samsung's strategy, which generally employs Qualcomm's CPUs for its Galaxy Z series, while utilizing a dual-chip method for its Galaxy S series handsets. The choice to employ Exynos for the Z Flip 7 and Snapdragon for the Z Fold 7 followed months of speculation. Initially, it looked like Samsung may transition totally to its Exynos CPUs for the foldable smartphones, but manufacturing issues have led to concern over whether the firm would stay with its previous dependence on Qualcomm's Snapdragon processors for both foldables. The impending unveiling will likely offer clarification on Samsung's long-term plan for its foldable series. Samsung is apparently continuing with its initial intention to utilize the Exynos 2500 processor in the Z Flip 7, citing the Chosun Daily. Although the manufacturing rate of the Exynos 2500 is now below ideal, 20 to 40% instead of 60%, it remains more economical than the Snapdragon processor, which has lately suffered a price jump of over 20%. Given the Flip 7's price range, Samsung is choosing for the Exynos processor despite its inferior manufacturing efficiency, as it cannot sustain the higher cost of Snapdragon while keeping competitive pricing. However, the Galaxy Z Fold 7 is still likely to utilize the top Snapdragon processor. In addition to the upgraded chipset, the Z Flip 7 is likely to include several major changes, including a bigger 4-inch secondary display compared to its predecessor, the Flip 6. The smartphone will likely run One UI 8 based on Android 16, giving the newest software features. The Exynos 2500 will power the gadget, and the Flip 7 will also feature 25-watt fast charging with a slightly bigger 4174 mAh battery, up from the previous 4000 mAh model. This mix of features is anticipated to boost the user experience, even as Samsung balances performance and cost factors. The newest rumblings from the rumor mill concern the Z Fold 7's thickness when folded, a fundamental parameter of assessment for foldable phones. The statistic that's going around, if correct, would make the Z Fold 7 the world's thinnest folding phone. Rumor has it that the Z Fold 7 would measure 8.2 mm thin when folded shut, a 0.7 mm decrease over the Oppo Find N5, which now holds the distinction of being the thinnest book-style folding phone on the market. This would also indicate a decrease of almost 30% in the thickness compared to the Z Fold 6, which is 12.1 mm when folded. This would be a tremendous feat, one that makes the Z Fold 7 a league away from the competitors. The 8.2 mm measurement does contradict prior claims which indicated a 9.5 mm thickness for a folded Galaxy Z Fold 7, which sounded a lot more probable. There's no indication yet as to how Samsung would accomplish such a substantial drop without putting an axe to essential components that make the Z Fold series a bone-and-genuine flagship. Many admirers of the Galaxy Z Fold lineup will hope that it ends up being reality. It just could be the shot in the arm the series needs to resuscitate its standing in the market, and for Samsung to make the price it asks for this smartphone more bearable. It will also purportedly come with an enhanced under-display selfie camera, a stronger display with new layers, whatever that means, increased water and dust resistance, a smaller crease, a larger vapor chamber, and even updated speakers and a better vibration motor than its predecessors. But wait, there's more. The gadget is believed to also be slimmer, at 4.5 mm unfurled, and flaunt larger displays, 8 inner, 6.5 exterior. Finally, it should have a 200 megapixels primary camera, presumably the same one used by the Galaxy S25 Ultra. However, we are positive it will arrive with all the greatest features from One UI 7. They include the now bar new AI authoring tools, the now brief daily summary feature, and a fresh appearance for the UI. Presumably many more features will make an appearance too, particularly as Galaxy AI is concerned. Samsung's Z Folds have had its pen compatibility for multiple generations. But things might be about to change in the sake of thinness, as the Z Fold 7 will supposedly not employ a pen digitizer, the layer of the display that identifies where a stylus is and translates it into inputs. However, a second source claims Samsung will provide a brand new S Pen with a Galaxy Z Fold 7, featuring a redesigned tip and a bigger body. Hopefully this one is the true stylus rumor, since it would be a tremendous pity not to have a decent writing and drawing tool accessible for the enormous inner screen of the Z Fold. There's still a few months to go before the Z Fold 7 likely emerges, so we'll likely see more speculations that might affect our impression of the phone in the interim. But as things stand, this iteration of Z Fold seems like the start of some substantial adjustments for Samsung's plan, with the new foldable going bigger but missing out on other things like significant battery life enhancements. Samsung has one possible major edge though: its software and Galaxy AI. As one of the first firms to produce foldable phones, Samsung's been at the forefront of interface and feature design for these unusual gadgets. That's quite a list of enhancements for a model line that hasn't seen a lot of them in recent years. So although it's not really breaking any new ground, the Fold 7 has the ability to put Samsung back on the folding map when you compare this smartphone to its Chinese competition. That is, of course, assuming all of this plays out. So if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more exciting tech news and updates. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.